motive, as you know. And if you try and push someone to do something, I was trying to push Bob to marry me, he wouldn't do it. So that's motive, okay? And if you have, you know, your motivations, which is the motive, you get objections. Now, and that's the object, because, you know, you just can't do it by motivating somebody to do something. No amount of motivation will move them. So it's got to be inspiration from the inside. It's got to come from the inside of that person. Okay. Now, again, just for time, because it's not a subject that you can just get everything that you want to get to go out and do it instantly. Although I will leave you with some little stuff. I'll give you a part of it. But I want you to think about this now. Questions, as I heard it put, and it's great. Questions are positive ions and negative ions on a quest to find each other. That's why they call them quest ions. Positive ion and negative ion on a quest to find each other. Questions unlock the heart, right? Questions unlock the heart, because the heart is where the emotions are. Whatever any businessman says, I don't really care, because every business person has got a heart and red blood in them, I think. So does that sound fair? And I know business people think, well, no, you know, we're business people. I mean, we're bankers. We're all intellectual. We just come from here. How much is it? But I don't.
That perception's changed recently.
Sorry?
That perception's changed recently.
But everybody has a heart. You know, and everyone's got love in their heart. So, everyone's got emotions. Everyone has got emotions. So, the questions may lead to tensions, as in tensilence. I didn't go on with that exercise that I did, and that's why I picked you, because it was quite safe. The last time I picked a lady. But what I wanted to show you with this is that when you overcome objections, the object and the ions, then you create the tensilence, but you create it the other way. If that's you, and that's the prospect, and the ions get tense, what they do is, if you start off there and you start overcoming the objections, it increases we call that resistance. It actually increases the resistance. And you actually push them further and further away by overcoming their objections. That's why that doesn't work. So somehow you need to be able to move them in. And you want them to come from their heart. Okay? So the questions that you ask may lead to tensions, which then gets to their emotions. Now, once you get to their emotions, that's when you don't start doing anything. This is what's the word I'm looking for? It's an intellectual exercise. These are all for the left brain people. But I like to look at things in pictures and things like that. For the people that like charts and explanations, that's for you guys. I described this to a chap last night. When you turn up and see a prospect, right, he expects you to behave in a certain way. Now, because, like, a long time ago, you've had the person you go and see, he's been on sales training as well, and he's become very sophisticated, and he's looked at the internet, and he's actually had a lot of selling professionals calling on him, and he knows that selling professionals learn how to do certain things as well. So he goes, oh God, there's a salesman coming up. I better be on guard. I better be on... And then, does he do that? Does he play his cards close to his chest sometimes? He's not always so truthful, is he? Okay? And then what happens when you come along and you behave the way you're going to behave? You know, it's like, it's okay, you hold this end of the stick, and I'll hold the other end of the stick. You get that? It's just the way it goes until you get out the door. And then when you go and you leave, you've got all the other stuff. And it's still you hold your end, I'm holding this end. Now, just for the people, the visual people, imagine if a dog just walked in here. And when you look at it with your eyes, you'd think that's a dog. You would go, dog, come here. And you expect the dog to wag his tail, go, woof, and just walk around in a certain way. But if the dog comes in, and then you just stroke the dog, and then he just goes, meow, I'll confuse you. No, hang on, that's a dog, then.
Sounds like a meal ticket for entertainment.
Sure. Okay? But the art is behaving a different way to the way the prospect expects you to behave. So that you're holding that stick before you walk in the door, you're holding the stick the other way. You know, I was very fortunate. That pilot, once I got, you can see I've done that before, and I was just flying the helicopter quite well, and it just went along. And he was pretty cool. He said, "Okay, you carry on." And then I said, and then I actually said, I was surprised. I said, "It's all right, okay, you take over." And then I said, and he then said, "Okay, great." And then he took the stick and he said, "Now let me show you some tricks. Let me show you what it can do." And I learned so much from that flight that when I came to develop this program, the whole program is based around the helicopter. It's about the experiences I had with that chap. It's about my time in Seychelles ever since I was a kid, and the stuff that I've learned from England along the way to being a successful sales professional. And now it's not really a problem, for me. And you can enjoy it. It's a lot of. It turns something. It takes all the tension out of it and all the anxiety out of it. And it does become a fun thing. You'll actually look forward to doing it. I'm going to give you a couple of... How are we doing for time? Okay, the time's moving.
A few tips. We'll finish off with a few tips.
There's going to be a few tips, okay. One thing that I'd like you guys all to do is write this website address down. It's www.spirit. Okay, it's spiritofsales.com. Spiritofsales.com.
It's your website.
Yeah. But the reason why I tell you that is because if you have a look on there, there's a little box for you to click on. There's a 20-minute video on there as well, which you can see. There's quite a lot there. The tip that I'll give you, who's got the proposals and things like that on the street? A few of you. This is the tip that you can take away. You can use it. Call the people when you get back to your phones. Just call the people and say, "Jim, I get that it's going to be maybe quite hard for you to do, especially some of them could be worth millions of pounds, but you can't lose what you've never had. So give them a call and say, look, I haven't heard from you. I get the sense that we're just not the right fit. We're just not the right match. It's just not we're just not right for each other. So do you want to give me a call back before I file my papers? Do you want to give me a call back before it hits the shredder?" That's it. Then be quiet.
So you're putting them in a position of turning back. But is that kind of reverse psychology?
Yeah. I think that's quite dangerous actually, because if someone did that to me, I'll put it straight in the bin.
But it might have done that anyway, do you think?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
If I was really clear, no.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you? Well, see, that's changed the dynamics. Basically, you don't expect that to happen. You're going to say, what is that? You're going to start worrying. It's going to start uncertainty in your mind. You're not expecting that. I bet you wouldn't do that. I can see exactly where you're coming from there by just changing the perception. You have a quick sneak look. I shredded it, which is the objective, isn't it? And you've got it.